shirt for this part of it. I got all like, I was wearing a sweater to like look nice, and I'm like, I got done. I'm like, I'm all lathered up, sweating.
Sweating.
My dress shirt's over here. I took that off a long time ago. This is how I roll right here. T-shirt.
Yeah, no, generally speaking, like this is how I roll, especially in the bunker room. Awesome.
Right. I love your bunker room too. It's good, man.
Hi.
Really good.
Damaris. Did I pronounce your name correctly? Damaris? I can hear you. You're muted.
Hi, Damaris.
Damaris. Thank you. Thank you for popping into our VIP. So you're the only one who actually, girl, success is knocking at your door. Let me tell you. Because you are the one who took advantage of this opportunity. So you get to ask away on, these are masters ready to serve you. Yes. So what do you want to know? How can we serve you?
Thank you all. I'm actually really excited because I learned about this through Karen, because I just recently joined her group on Facebook. I've been on there for about probably like 3 weeks since I finished my test, and I got the exam and everything was great. I've been waiting for my license. It just came in yesterday. So I'm like super excited and charged to start this new career. I was in corporate for 14 years, did a lot of other stuff before that. And I was in the airline industry, loved it. I love travel, and I needed a change in my life. I had cancer after I had my son, and that shifted my mindset of what it was that I wanted with my life. Wow. And it's been 4 years since then. And finally, unfortunately, due to COVID, but for me, it was a moment of grace, that I was able to say, you know what, this is the moment for me. I can walk away from this. And so I did. I upended everything. I lived in Chicago for 5 years. I moved from there, moved back home to New Jersey with my son, because that is my priority, his happiness. And he wanted to be here with his grandparents. So I am happily living with my parents because of him, and taking the opportunity to start this whole new career. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm very new to the industry in real estate, but one thing I do know is that I've always liked real estate. When I graduated college, I wanted to get into investing, and I kind of just didn't really know how, and I let myself follow a different path because I loved travel. So I went into the airline industry. I did mortgages for a little bit of time right before the airlines. And so now I like full circle. I bought a couple homes when I was in Chicago, sold my home recently. And I thought to myself, this is something I enjoy. I like the process. I like the project management of it, because I did a lot of project management in my past career. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I want to just like sink my teeth into this. I've already have a few ideas of how I want to go about it, who I want to serve, and how I want to make a difference. Diversity, inclusion, and equity is a very big part of who I am. Community building is a very big part of who I am. And so I want to infuse that into this.
Okay. That was a mouthful.
Yeah. I don't want to waste your time.
So what's your question based on what you said? Like, where do you, I hear you saying that you have a lot of ideas about how you want to, because you've done a lot of things, right? Yeah. And my brain can go down a rabbit hole with a lot of things that you said that's possible for you. But we want to hear what your vision is for what you want to create for yourself.
Okay. So one of the things that I want to eventually go down the path is investing in real estate flipping. Like, I love taking a project of my own and turning it into something, and then being able to use that to give back to the community. For me, imagining a town or something that I can recreate and bring back wealth to that community, help provide for the community, that for me is like, big goals. I also want to be able to help people buy homes. So I am from Dominican background. My husband is from a Jamaican background. And for us, and the area that I came from and lived in growing up, I know that there is a gap and there's a need in these communities where they need to learn more about how to buy homes and get into buying homes for wealth, right? Like creating their own wealth for them and their future, you know, for their kids and their future, right? And so for me, that's where I see an opportunity for myself, because I think that I can help educate through that process of helping them purchase or sell their homes wherever they are in their, and you know, in their like journey. And so I recently thought that I could start creating like little Facebook live chats, you know, 20-30 minute bits of, hey, this is what a realtor is, this is what we do, and this is how I can help, and start to kind of drum up business that way by being authentic of what I want to do and why I want to do it by helping others.
Yeah. I have an idea.
Yeah.
May I, Lorna?
Yeah, this is girl, this is you. I'm only here.
Okay, so you're speaking my language, because you're talking about community and generosity. And so one of the ideas that I have for you, what I heard you say is that you've moved back to New Jersey where your parents are, you're with your parents. So this is probably a community where you know a lot of people, you've grown up maybe. You have a lot of connections there? Yes.
Yeah, so, it's been a long time and it's time for me to reconnect with all of them.
Okay, so you're in the perfect spot. So what I have found for me is Facebook is actually huge. And I loved hearing you say you wanted to do Facebook Lives. So something that I might suggest to you is consider starting your own local, like hyper local. In fact, I think there's even a book called Hyper Local Real Estate, but hyper local groups specific for your community or your little area where you live. And if there isn't already a mom's group, maybe you call it a mom's group, because obviously your son is really important to you. And that is a way for you to connect. And through that group, you can talk about your desire to help people in that community who maybe have been underserved to build their wealth through real estate. And so I think that would be an amazing way, because, like I think a lot of people talked about, people need to get to know, like, and trust you before they're going to work with you. And so they need to see your face long before you ever say, can I sell you a house? And so sharing in that way, sharing about your community, showing how connected you are, it's really, I think, going to help to get you off on the right foot a little faster.
Okay, great. That's perfect. I like that idea. And then I'm trying to figure out like what differences there are in working with a team or not working with a team. Like, how do I get off the ground on that? I'm already signed up with a broker. I think I'm in a good place. I have a support system. Now, I'm thinking like, not just now, I'm thinking future, like, what is the difference? Why would I want to go to a team? How would that benefit me and help me grow so that I can help others more? Is that the right avenue for me? Yes or no? I don't know, because I don't know enough of it.
Yeah, so I have a whole podcast episode on this that I can, because I think you said you're in the group, I can share the episode with you, and it's all about, and in fact, I think the title is, should you or shouldn't you join a team? And, I think it depends on, getting started is hard. And, Kevin, I think, is a team leader too, so he's probably going to have some good thoughts on this as well. But sometimes getting started with a team can really help you to build that foundation and get started faster. I know that was true for me. I got so much more, I learned so much more, so much faster. I had so many more lead opportunities, so much faster. You just don't necessarily want to stay in that environment too long, depending on the type of team that you're on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's solid. That's solid, Karen. Good advice. Really good. I think when I'm sharing this, I've done a similar thing, team or no team. Here's my take on this. When I look at the NAR stat of an 84% dropout rate in real estate, that's staggering. And it's really sad, actually, because real estate is a fall into industry, which means that most people don't wake up and say, I want to be a realtor someday. That doesn't happen. They say, I'm going to try this. This didn't work out. Let me give it a shot, right? And so many people they've been downsized, and they think they're getting into something that is not what they thought it was. And so what's great about being on a team is there's a biggest challenge that we have as real estate professionals, waking up every single day, looking out the window and asking one simple question. Do you know what that is?
What do I do with my day?
Well, yeah, there's other questions, but there really is the biggest challenge is who do I talk to? Who do I serve? Who can I help? And so knowing that, that's called a lead. And so when you don't have access to leads, it's very frustrating. And so when you're a new agent and you're starting out and you're just thrown into the pit and they say, hey, go work your SOI, your sphere of influence. A lot of agents can't get the traction. And so if you have a choice, team who provides leads, coaching, mentorship, accountability, structure, CRM system, and family, or big brokerage who says, thank you for being here. We're going to throw a training once a week or once a month or whatever it is, and go for it. I'm sure you do well. Now, I know that I've really given you the worst possible example of that, but I was with KW, Keller Williams, for 13 years. I was with Coldwell Banker for 2. I was an independent brokerage for 3. So I've seen the 3 different models. And so I know what that is. So if I were doing it and I was in your physical shoes right here, right now, I would find an awesome team with great culture, great core values that are in alignment with your own, which is what Karen was alluding to, the right team. And learn the business from somebody, because you know the secret to success is find out what you're passionate about, find someone who's doing it and model the shit out of their process and learn the business, and then wake up. And is it 6 months? Probably not, but you're going to wake up in about 1 to 2 years and you're going to ask yourself a question. Do I need the services that the team is providing? And how will you know? You'll know. You'll know. Mostly you'll know by this. Look at your closings. And this is what I encourage every agent to do that's thinking about leaving a team, and draw 2 circles. In circle A, call that what I brought to the table. This is like the business that I self-generated. And circle B is system-driven business that the team provided. If circle B is 95 or 99% of your business, you probably can't leave the team because you're sucking on the company processes too much that if you leave, you're screwed. So look at your circle A and make sure you're doing just as much business. If you're at a 50-50 blend at that point in 2 years, you probably can make it because you figured out a way to work with community, to work with friends and family, to work sign calls and listings, and you've got a business rocking. Does that help?
Yeah, that does. That gives me clarity there on that.
Yeah. So what I'm also hearing from you is, and the question I would ask you is, how did you choose you said you were signed up with a broker. I think that what Karen and Kevin is saying is pointing right back to that too, right? And don't be afraid if you go back now and listen to what Karen and Kevin just said, and you realize that based on, what your criteria is in terms of what your values are and what your intention is for how you want to build your business. If the broker that you signed up with isn't in alignment with that, don't be afraid to switch right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I will say that is something I'm not afraid of, is like walking away from things. Yeah. I'm really good at walking away with what does not serve me. I think I've learned that. And so I'm grateful for that. That I can just change on the dime, which is something that Lori was talking about, is changing with the times. And I like change. So I think that that's part of the reason why I'm attracted to real estate, because it seems like it's not something that is static. It's something that I have to continuously evolve. And that for me is a challenge, and I love it. I thrive in that environment. Because I like to be the stability for others, but I like the change for myself.
Sweet.
Okay. And so how do I, starting out, how do I structure the business? Like, how do I know, what, databases do I need to do? How do I create myself, keep myself organized? What do I need to know to be organized and strategic? Because I'm seeing all these marketing things, oh, buy this and buy that. I don't want to be buying things every day or, every month to try to be successful. I want to find something that works for me. I'm not spending money frivolously. I'm being strategic, and that it's something that's going to work for me with what I have in mind.
Anybody
something that Karen said earlier, which I wrote down, and I wrote down because it's so true. When you look at books like Michael Gerber's E-Myth, that word systems is just so prominent in there. So it's a matter of identifying solid systems. So the team is a team for a reason. If they're highly successful, if they're selling 200, 300, 400 homes a month, they're only doing that through systems and people leverage. And so they've got that dialed in. And so if you can align yourself with a great team, they already have that figured out. You just need to be you. And so you can plug into a great team, and then you get to work with community and go do all the fun things you love to do. And you'll figure out, is this the CRM system I want to use on my own? The best CRM system is the one that you use, first of all. So it's just best, just use lean into their systems. They've been doing it for 20 years.
Okay.
Gosh, right?
Okay.
So you don't need to worry about that. And by the way, one rule of thumb is if there's a system that you are seeking, you're going to be seeking it. It's like an outbound seeking. You're going to get so many inbound messages bombarding you. Buy this, look at that. We call them shiny objects, or look at it's like squirrels, right? And you'll go crazy. If you need it, you'll manifest that. Don't respond to that stuff, right? It's all telemarketing, all inbound emails, and you will lose your freaking mind and spend thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm like, okay, I'm learning. I'm trying to understand, what do I need? What do I not need? What do I leverage the broker that I have with, or what do I need to outsource and all that? And I feel like, okay, I'm a little bit scatterbrained right now. I need to like refocus and figure out the right path and just stick to that.
Damaris, I'm going to just give you a little bit of it. It'll sound a little bit, your mind creates your life, but I think that you could, you've got my book coming to you. I think I saw that you actually did sign up for it. Awesome. There's a special chapter in that book that you'll want to pay a special attention to. It's chapter 11. It would actually be chapters 10 and 11, which is all about time management and a process that we call the 2-hour solution. It's about, you're like, okay, how do I structure my business? I would start with make sure that you're structuring your week and like your brain in some way.
Okay.
Right. Karen, I think it was you that said that you don't do time blocking, like it doesn't work for you. I think that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, that's totally legit. Like, and then at the same time, like for you, I get that quote unquote time blocking isn't your thing. It runs contrary to who you are. I would imagine that you still have some, you have some process for like entering into your week without just like completely flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, that's where the systems, Kevin was talking about the systems. I like to think of it more as like a rhythm or a routine. Like my prospecting routine, I can start that. It doesn't matter if I started at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. or if my day really, started out badly at 2 p.m. Right? Sure. It's the same kind of rhythm.
Yeah. So you've got a little bit like the way that you approach your week is a little bit more fluid than the time blocking thing, which is awesome. I don't care, Damaris, if you use the 2-hour solution or, the time blocking thing or the 12-week year or whatever it is. What you're going to get in the book that's coming to you it's a pretty good kind of foundational or like universal system for actually having some intentionality going into your week about how you're going to use your week. The biggest thing that I see with young realtors that end up succeeding, where they end up like wanting to shoot themselves in the face, is that they just go with the grind, and they end up being just overwhelmed and they end up running around in circles. And if you can, develop the habit of not doing that, if you can avoid that now early and like establish a foundation of like, no matter what I do, I give some forethought to my week before the week starts. I give some forethought to my day before the day starts. That's going to serve you really, really well. Because as your business grows, if you're not channeling your energy through some kind of system like that, it'll Yeah, you'll like that's where, as the business grows, the headaches grow, and pretty soon you cap out. So that's just my 2 cents. Like, I don't know how to structure a real estate business because I'm like nearly as well as you guys do, but please make sure to start with structuring your own head.
Okay. Yeah. The time. Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
great.
I want to piggyback on that for you, Damaris. And one of the tools I think would be useful for you is to, because you have a life too, right? So what I'm hearing you say is that you have all the shiny objects going on. So you get to ground yourself, which is why it's so important. Karen shared that she does her thing 2 hours before her boys wake up in the morning, before the house gets started. So that's kind of like what Roger is talking about, is, like grounding yourself in your day so that you're not all over the place. And another thing I would suggest is, like, put your important, whatever is important in your life, put that on your calendar first. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's actually that's actually step 1 in the 2-hour solution. So,
okay.
No, really, like, this is. I hope you're listening to all these people, Damaris, because it's.
Yeah, I am, and I think I'm on the right track. So the night before, like every night, I like write down everything that I want to accomplish the next day, and I find a lot of like satisfaction in at least getting most of it done if I do, and then moving it on to the next day. And I have, while I'm not working right now, because I was in transition from, corporate to this, I schedule all my appointments of my day. Like, I schedule my son's time, I schedule my personal time, and then in between I get to do my reading and the training and these amazing, webinars and chats. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's just a matter of like putting it all together.
Yeah. I think you're on the right track. So
I can't hear you, Lori. I think Lori's.
Yeah, you're muted, Lori.
Okay.
Thank you, Brittany.
Oh, sorry, because my headset. All right, just a real quick thing, and then I got to get off the call. So you are just one lucky girl having all these coaches.
I am very grateful. Yes.
So I would say definitely.
Like a minnow in a shark tank, except the sharks are all like super friendly and nice.
Yeah, we are. Use your broker. I know I was a managing broker for a large company. I don't know if you're with a large company or not, but I did that for a year. A lot of agents don't use their broker as much as the broker is there for you, to give you the activities, to give you directive on, make a meeting, set a meeting with your broker once a week or once a month. I'm sure, or if they have a mentor in the office, but definitely they're going to give you all the tools they use in your brokerage firm.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely don't overlook that. That's right there. And they'll give you all the systems, all the tools, the CRM they recommend. We could throw out CRMs for you, but your broker's who you're with. So.
Okay.
And hey guys, it was great to do this with you. And we're all at different stages.
Lori, you are amazing. Thank you. Thanks. I'll talk to you. I'll call you later.
All right, sounds good. And just a real quick question, Kevin, are you in Ohio too? Yoder?
No.
Is Yoder Realty in Ohio?
No, I mean, I'm sure there are, but it's like asking if there's a Smith in the room. So
okay, it's a franchise.
Yoder, no. I'm referring to the connotation of Amishness of the Yoder name. And so they're all over Indiana, but that's a longer story for another time. So no, I'm in Michigan. I'm in Michigan. Yeah.
I've seen.
We got Yoders in here in Wisconsin too. Oh, yeah, a lot of Yoders here. Oh yeah.
Well, I've seen Yoder Realty in Ohio. That's why.
Oh, okay, got it. No, maybe I should franchise. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Nice
Thank
to meet
you,
you.
Lori.
Bye, Lori. So great to meet you. Do this. Let's do it again.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay. So like maybe one or two more questions. How do I get a mentor? Where do I, like outside of my broker, right? Because I want to make sure that I have a good, like broad view on, you know, what I'm doing. I don't want to just stick to, okay, this is all that's accessible to me. I like to get different viewpoints and experience so that I can choose my path that works for me. So, you know, how do I pick a mentor, and what should I expect from that mentor when it comes to real estate? I have had mentors in the past, but that was in a completely different corporate setting, right? I imagine it's probably similar, but there must be some nuances.
So my suggestion to you actually is not to focus on a mentor outside of your brokerage or your team yet. Because, and I think, and Kevin sort of alluded to this a little bit, there's so much happening when you're brand new, and there's so much for you to learn, and there's so much for you to take in. And yes, absolutely. And I am a big fan of this, learning from different people and taking little bits here and there. But it will be so overwhelming, I think, in the beginning when you're just trying to get your skills down and just trying to like get that first client. I would focus on a mentor within your brokerage. And then once you start to feel a little bit comfortable, you know, you've worked with your first buyer, you've worked with your first seller, then start to expand. I have had many mentors over my career that I have never met, and they don't know who I am. Like, there's so many people that you can learn from. That doesn't mean that they have to take a part of your commission check or that you have to pay something to them. Now, look, I'm a coach, so I love it when people pay me to help them, but like, you don't have to, you know, Brian Buffini has been a mentor to me from day one in my business. And I learn from him all the time. He has an amazing podcast. There are courses that you can pay to take. Tom Ferry is another, and you know, again, you mentioned getting different voices. Their two voices are actually kind of different in terms of how they approach their business. And so I love both of them. I love to take bits and pieces from both. So, you know, I really applaud you for investing in this today, because so few agents, particularly new agents, I think are hesitant or afraid, or they don't really jump in and kind of invest in education in this way. It's really important. I would just not, I would kind of focus small to start, get some of those skills going, and then start to expand.
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally
Awesome.
agree. Totally agree with that. And
Awesome. Thank you, Karen.
to piggyback on that, I would say, you know, look at what you have in your hand, right? So by that, I mean, you have, like all Karen was saying, Kevin, Roger, you already have so much. Look at what you have in your hand. And it actually boils back down to intention, right? What's your intention behind what you're doing, right? And I heard you say community. I heard you say all that. So use those pieces to kind of guide you, even as you're talking to your broker, right? Like you're going to go to your broker, right? And you're going to tell your broker what you need so that they can give you what you need, right? So it's really all back to intention. Like, what's your intention? Why are you doing it? How are you doing it? Who do you get to be to do it, right? That's a whole nother level, right? So just keep that in mind. And don't follow this shiny object, please. That's the worst.
Yeah.
So if anybody else wants to add to that.
I love that, Karen. That's really good advice. I think that's solid. It really is. You know, I'm a mentor to all my agents here, and it's a commitment, and they come to me for a lot of stuff. And it's nice to have that feet on the ground, someone you can talk to that's right there in your corner. I would just say, add to that, and I'm sure everyone else would agree with the sentiment, is continue to pour into yourself. And it's exactly right what Karen said. Is it's kind of rare. It's kind of rare air that you're breathing here with your commitment to personal growth, being here today and staying on this call this long. It's not normal, by the way. You're abnormal in a very good way. And so I would say,
like, I don't know these guys super well, but I can tell that when they say abnormal, they mean that as a compliment. Just like,
absolutely.
I'll take it.
It's not like you're weird. It's like you're above average. It's not normal.
I'll take it. I like above average. I'll take it.
Yeah. It's really good. So just pour into yourself, and then lean into some of the material that resonates with you, that's around the personal growth, because as you begin to learn grow and raise your level of awareness. It's a process of triangulation. So you're bringing in new data and you're actually running it through your existing belief systems and kind of shaking things up a little bit. And then you can produce in the real world something that's a variation of what you've learned from Tony and Hopkins and and all the people that you really begin to really love their values. So that's what I would say on that.
Right.
Because they are mentors, just like Karen said. Those are mentors. These are all mentors. You don't need to meet them.
That's right.
Okay. Awesome. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, great questions, by the way. That's good.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you sure held your ground with your questions. Absolutely. And to keep it up. Keep it up, because notice again, you're a first-time agent and you're here. There are people in the business for 20 or 30 years still not doing 20 deals a year, and they're not here because they still don't get that they get to be here. Right? If they want to shift out of where they're at. So I commend you and I acknowledge you for
thank you.
Asking the questions, being interactive and taking it on. You're gonna do well. You're gonna do very well.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. Thank you. Don't make me cry because I am. It's been a long journey to get here. It's been crazy 4 years, and I am excited. I'm excited about starting a whole new life and being able to serve others in a way that's meaningful to me. And my family. So thank you.
It's awesome.
Hey, you know
Great
what?
job.
When the student is about to cry happy tears, that's when you kind of go, all right, time to go.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes. Very nice to meet you, Karen.
And so you have
Nice to meet
access
you.
to everybody. If you have questions, reach out. And you're in the Facebook group with Karen, Empowering Women in Real Estate. So there's a lot of support in there and great content as well.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day.
You're very welcome.
Today was amazing, and thank you for
Awesome.
answering my questions.
God bless.
Thanks, Lorna.
Right.
Thanks for putting us together.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks, Lauren. I appreciate everybody. Nice to meet you all.
Hang on. I gotta say my acknowledgements
Okay.
before you.
Yeah, you bet.
Guys, where's Karen?
Oh, she left.
I think
That's
she's
okay.
too.
I just wanted to acknowledge you all. First of all, I didn't expect everybody to stay on the whole time. I thought you were just going to come in for your having. So thank you for your generosity of time today and everything you poured into everybody who was on the call, and even Damaris, staying on a little bit longer for her as well. I gotta Lorna. I don't know about you, Kevin. I got a ton out of it. Like
yeah, that's why I stayed on.
This was like a really good chance for me to kind of go, that's right.
Right.
That's right. Like
I just when I can hear you talking about your what you're up to and your passion, it's nice to hang around with other people that are involved in this level of it really is. It's inspiring, and I got a lot from you today too, Roger. So thank you.
Likewise. I also just realized that if you put on glasses and cut your hair, you could be my long lost brother.
It's you know what? Let me try it. I'll come back tomorrow.
I'll take the glasses off.
No, don't do that.
I'll just take the glasses off. I can't. Like, you have to picture me with just slightly longer.
Oh, that's so true.
And I'm like, we might be related. I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That is so crazy. You guys are so much fun. I picked the right crew for this one.
Oh, this was good. This was really good.
Yeah, you guys are.
Lorna, you and I probably not long lost brothers.
You don't know that for sure, though.
No.
I don't know.
Well, hold on. So if you go all the way down, come on now, Roger. Go all the way down. All the way down.
All the way down.
We are connected, my brother.
That's right. That's right.
At the where it all comes together, where we're all connected.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm just saying that Kevin and I look like we could be like actually genetically related.
Okay, be specific. Okay.
We're all connected. We're all one big family here.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't talking about the one mind. Lorna. I mean,
No, I was talking about like.
I was talking about the one mine.
I know I know. I'm just joking.
I got a little too specific, and I'm just not going to say.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thank
Well,
you guys.
I'm done talking about
Amazing.
But I sure do love you guys.
I would love to have
This
you
is
all
good.
back on. So I'm going to
invite us back anytime. Anytime.
Cool. Rocking it.
All right, be in touch. I'm
Stay
going to
in
take
touch.
off.
Thank you.
care,
God
everyone.
bless you.
Yeah, you as well.
So
Thank you
much.
so much. See
All
you
right,
soon.
bye-bye.
Bye.